when Spider-Man 2002 ruled the world, boy. I wish I was alive when the shit came out, bruh. Like, imagine being a fucking nerd, except because I don't think superhero movies were popular during this time, except. So imagine this shit being a fucking nerd, except, cause this shit coming out in cinemas, except. Lose your fucking mind, boy.
If you remember begging your parents for the dual-action web shooter, thinking that Chad Kroeger was the coolest singer in the world, and web-swinging from the sky...
Oh, don't get your diapers in a bunch!
Then you were there when the original Spider-Man...
Even in this new one, bruh, like his quips during the fights and shit, it was cringe, but like in the Peter Parker cringe type of way, you know what I'm saying? Like, Peter Parker's supposed to be a little cringe, etc. And the accent, it sounded like it was like using the actual fucking Queen's accent, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like, I feel like the Punisher helped a lot with that too, because that was like a proper New Yorkian, I don't know if that's a word, but it rubbed off on him or some shit, boy. When they were in the scene together, boy, you could tell, like, Tom Holland is putting on like more of an accent, etc. It was fire, boy.
Film ruled the world, and in this video we're going to take a look back at that magical time in 2002 that saw Spider-Man take over the big screen before spilling out onto the toy store shelves, school playgrounds, and cell phone carriers for some reason. But first, let's set the scene. The story of the original Spider-Man movie dates all the way back to the 80s when Canon Films, known for low to mid-budget action movies,
How old is this old? Age. This nigga is 8 years old. What the fuck? I don't know. This motherfucker was this old, except. This one is older than my granny, except. Or he's probably the same age as my granny, except. What? Hey, what the fuck? Why you look like this, boy? What happened to him, bro? WTW. I don't know what that mean. I won't lie to you. I've never seen that shit before in my life. React to my shit. Yes, sir. I'll send the shit in a link, boy, in the chat. I'll check that shit out, bro.
Got the license from Marvel. Before they even shot a single frame of the movie, they released a bunch of publicity shots and a trailer to garner interest from potential distributors and merchandisers.
Spider-Man, the movie. A live-action spectacular directed by Joe Zito.
Unfortunately, Canon's many financial issues ended up stalling that version of the movie. Eventually, the...
Who remembers that fucking fan-made Spider-Man movie that got scrapped because everyone was fucking racist on the movie, right? That made the movie.
Rights would be sold to Carol Co., where James Cameron would sign up to write and direct the movie sometime in the mid-90s.
James Cameron's Spider-Man movie is crazy.
Cameron even went as far as writing a condensed version of the script, which would have starred DiCaprio as Peter Parker and had him do it with MJ on top of the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm not...
Leonardo DiCaprio as Spider-Man, boy. I don't think that would work. I don't know, it doesn't give me Spider-Man vibes, like maybe Tony Stark. But no one can do Tony Stark, but Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Tony Stark, real shit, etc.
Not making this up. Now, Carol Co. took too long to get the funds together, by which point Cameron had moved on to some small boat picture. Eventually, Sony would acquire the film rights from the struggling Marvel in the late 90s for a mere $7 million. After talking to a bunch of different directors, including Michael Bay and Chris Columbus, they would settle on Sam Raimi and start production in 2000 for an initial release date in the summer of 2001. The first piece of marketing footage for the movie would be shown at the Show West convention in 2000. It mainly consisted of loads of CGI webbing and then a reveal of the original logo
Spider-Man.
and font for the movie. Later that year, Sony would announce that they would be delaying the movie to summer of 2002, but to try and maintain enthusiasm for the movie, they would release this production sizzle reel. And oh boy, this is a pure time capsule. We've got a techno soundtrack, short...
I don't know, it just reminds me of on them DVDs back extras. They'll have like little like bonus scenes and shit. I don't know why it reminded me of that.
Snippets of interview with Sam Raimi, who's clearly
Bruh, Shrek DVD menu. Oh my god, I say. This is like a lost art, I say. This is like a lost piece of media. Motherfuckers don't do. There's no. You can't do this no more. Like, shit have menus, special features. I thought like all of this on the DVD, I say. On the movie DVD. Yeah, boy, you can go to the scenes and everything. What a time, sir.
already sitting outside, but they decided to add a fake New York skyline behind him anyway. We've got a bunch of maquettes and concept art. You don't actually see any footage of the actors. Instead, you get this headshot of Willem Dafoe made on Microsoft Movie Maker, and then a very brooding still of Tobey Maguire in a tank top. And yes, this early in production, they were still using a slightly different version of the suit, which had a different head shape. Plus, originally, Peter was supposed to have mechanical web shooters just like in the comics. In fact,
even something I noticed, bruh, when Tom was using his organic shit, he was doing the web the same way that Toby was doing it. Like he copied the motion, bruh. I noticed that shit.
There's actually a shot of Peter with the web shooter in this E3 2001 trailer. Plus, this trailer also just decided to use an
And that motherfucker kicked out, boy.
unfinished CGI shot of Spider-Man crawling up the wall. I mean, after all, this was the same year we had the Scorpion King in The Mummy 2.
Shit kill me every time I see it, bruh.
So I guess they
What was The Rock doing, bruh? The Rock's only acting career got some fucking fever dreams there, boy.
thought this actually looked pretty good. Now, later that same year, Sony would release the first proper teaser trailer for the movie. This trailer follows a bank heist. The thieves then try to escape via a helicopter, but end up being caught in a giant web between the two towers. For obvious reasons, this trailer would be pulled later that year. The same thing would happen to the early teaser poster, which showed the Twin Towers reflected in
Didn't the something happens with Family Guy or some shit? They were all, it was like one of them, I think it was an animation show that there's a cut of a scene.
Spider-Man's eye. It would end up being replaced by this poster, which would end up becoming iconic. Also, does anyone remember going on this website back in the day and waiting for an hour to download the second teaser trailer using Real Player? Now, as spring of 2002 rolled around, Sony pushed their marketing machine into high gear. I remember every single magazine at the time had Spider-Man on the cover. Channels like E! and ABC would air hour-long specials, and of course the cast also made the rounds to promote the movie. Now, it wouldn't be an early 2000s
What is speed up? Speed it up. Spider-Man.
blockbuster without the toys. Naturally, you got the
I won't lie. I don't even think of Spider-Man when I heard that. When I hear that song, I think of the Simpsons movie. Except when the motherfucker was on the putting the pig on the ceiling. Spider-Pig, boy. That movie.
action figure.
If they ain't doing a sequel to that movie, boy, they better fucking that shit proper, except because that first movie is a classic, except.
Is
The movie's new action figures collection. Fully posable. You can get them all. Spider-Man. Each sold separately.
and this is where you realize that the movie didn't actually have that many characters. The first wave consisted of superposable Spider-Man, who's doing the John Lennon walk, a battle-ravaged Spider-Man, a superposable Green Goblin, regular Norman Osborn with chair and mask. Wow, just look at these play instructions.
Boy, I seen a tweet, so you can't take it like as official news, bruh. But I saw a tweet, bruh. They were looking at Timothée Chalamet as fucking Harry Osborn, boy. I won't lie to you. If that happens, except that's cinema, boy. That's a crazy casting, boy. I didn't even think about it before. Timothée Chalamet as fucking Harry Osborn, boy. That would be crazy.
Place mask on chair and press the seat down to activate sound and light. Mask can be removed from chair and placed on Norman's lap when he sits on the chair. Oh, that's some immersive play there. And finally, we had J. Jonah Jameson and Desk with his patented arm-pounding action. Now, later waves would include Mary Jane and Balcony. Place Mary Jane on Balcony and press button. Balcony collapses, leaving Mary Jane in need of rescue by Spider-Man. What about JJ and his desk? Can he rescue her? How about Norman and his chair? Now, the action figures were fine, but we all know the real Spider-Man toy we all wanted back then was the Web Blaster.
Spider-Man's power in your hands!
I remember.
Spider-Man's web blaster and invincible glove!
I think I remember seeing something like this when I was a child, but then my mother said I couldn't get it, so I forgot about it.
To control the evil goblin! Get your web blaster ready and get him!
Try to escape, villain!
Spider-Man's web blaster, the power is in your hands! Popped Extendi sold separately!
See, the toy makers were very smart about this because they realized that the kids would run out of the web shooters in the first 5 minutes. So they also introduced the water spray feature. There was also the 3D VR game, an electric LCD game, plushies.
Yo, they were just doing anything back in the day, boy. Anything that you could think of, bruh. They said, do it, bruh, but the cheapest way possible.
Walkie-talkies, stickers, clothes, my new book, plushies, walkie-talkies, stickers, clothes.
Yo, bruh. Hold on. Nah, that shit fire, bruh. I said shit. That shit actually drop PX, eh? I would wear this shit, bruh. If you wear this shit properly, you can swag this, bruh.
My new book, lunch boxes, along with
What?
walkie-talkies, stickers, clothes, my new
Oh.
book,
Yeah,
lunchboxes,
I rewinded for the fucking promo, etc.
along with umbrellas
Now
and
pause on it.
suitcases. And of course, you had all of your licensed products. You see, Sony took a page from the Phantom Menace playbook and licensed the hell out of this movie. We had the Dr. Pepper cans.
Dude, you could totally do it.
Fuck yeah. That shit, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
There were the Kellogg cereals.
Now you can swing into action with your own Spider-Man water squirter. Once free and specially marked Kellogg
That shit fire, dude. That shit fire. I don't know how I cooked with that one.
packs. Other Spidey powers not
What the fuck?
included.
Pop-Tarts did a limited edition blue and red run. Carl's Jr. had this ad where Spidey beats up the bad guys, kisses Mary Jane, and then comes home to his one true love.
Hello?
I wonder if they actually got Tobey Maguire to do this shot. Oh, and they also had some kids' meal toys where Spider-Man is doing the T-pose.
Did he take a bite? So he just looked at it. Didn't even
I
take
wonder
a
if they
bite,
actually got Tobey Maguire
boy. He didn't pay enough for the bite, bruh.
to do this shot. Oh, and they also had some kids' meal toys where
That's probably why he didn't take a bite, because he couldn't be Tobey Maguire, except.
Spider-Man is doing the T-pose. Sony even managed to do a licensing deal with milk. But it wasn't all just beverages and food. Reebok did a tie-in shoe and even ran a print ad where Spider-Man is wearing them. Singular Wireless did a Spider-Man edition Sony Ericsson T61, and they ran this ad which had Spidey swinging all the way from New York to San Francisco. And there's something very weird about seeing Spider-Man on top of the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, you could also win a Spider-Man theme.
I just saw that shit, though. In fucking Infinity War. Yes, I'm remembering.
Dodge Viper, and this was a
Was the oldest state bridge that? What bridge was he on when the aliens came down from space?
real car. It's in a collection right now.
Just as Spider-Man spins his web, the Crest Spin Brush spins a superior clean, rescuing citizens from ordinary brushing. Introducing the Crest Spider-Man Spin Brush. Oh, what a superior clean we weave.
Oh with a superior queen.
And then, of course, you had the movie itself.
The famous web slinger makes his big screen debut this Friday.
I'm on the wrong fucking account, bro. That shit's gonna show. Nah, boy. When you get recommended shit like this now. This should supposed to be my music account, sir.
If you remember begging your parents for the dual-action web shooter, thinking
Friday, with the help of some special effects, a little spandex, a touch of Spidey sense, and star Tobey Maguire.
May the 3rd, 2002, opening night and the moment of truth for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Amazing.
Breathtaking. You have to go see that. Once is not enough.
It lives up to everything you would hope for.
Wow. Simply stunning, mate.
Tobey Maguire he was actually a lot better than I expected.
Everybody's doubting him, but I thought he was a perfect choice.
He looks a little young.
Everyone was thinking he would be.
Wasn't he like Etsy, I swear he was like almost Etsy when he first did this, The fuck you mean a little young?
Too scrawny or something, but he did an excellent job.
Too scrawny, what are these people talking about, bruh? Even when he was before he became Spider-Man in that movie, he wasn't scrawny,
The Green Goblin, he is very, very hard to attack.
that summer, Spider-Man felt like a real event.
That latest puts in, boy.
So many cinemas had giant cutouts or murals. There was even a 60-foot inflatable Spider-Man figure installed on the front of Lowe's theaters in New York City. Spider-Man would go on to break numerous box office records, beating Attack of the Clones at the global box office and finishing as the third highest.
Chamber of Secrets, The Two Towers. This was all in the year.
Records in New York City. Spider-Man would go on to break numerous box office records, beating Attack of the Clones at the global box office and finishing as the third highest grossing film of 2002.
This was only 1 year. You must be out your fucking mind. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Men in Black, Die Hard, I'm assuming that's Die Hard sequel or some shit, Science, Ice Age, Triple X, is that the shit with Vin Diesel? I know motherfuckers fuck with that. It was a cult classic.
Spider-Man would go on to break...
Catch me if you can, I heard of that shit before, but I never watched it, but I've heard the name, bro.
Numerous box office records...
What a year, boy.
Beating Attack of the Clones at the global box office and finishing as the third highest grossing film of 2002, behind only Two Towers and The Chamber of Secrets. And can we just take a moment to appreciate what an incredible year...
I said it, boy.
2002 was for movies. I remember that whole summer everybody was debating which movie was better, Spider-Man or Attack of the Clones. But looking back at it now, it really doesn't matter.
Spider-Man and the Odyssey. I haven't watched the Odyssey.
We got two pop culture staples released just 2 weeks apart.
Obsession. I haven't watched that either, but that's one of the movies of the year from what everyone else has been saying. Oh, what else came out? Toy Story 5, I heard was good. I haven't watched that as well.
What an incredible time to be alive that was.
Well, we decided to find out by putting Spider-Man...
And then we got Doomsday at the end of the year. Doomsday, we were doing the same day as Doomsday. Shit, boy.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi through a series of arduous tests.
That summer, Spider-Man was absolutely everywhere. It had totally penetrated pop culture. Remember Jack Black's Spider-Man?
Michael, I forgot about Michael, boy. What a movie that shit was, boy. Project Hail Mary was crazy too, boy. Ryan Gosling went stupid in that movie, boy, and he was acting majority by himself, boy. Crazy. This is low-key been a crazy year. Not low-key, high-key, boy. Been a crazy year for movies. Even though I only watched three of these ones, yeah. I think the next one I watched is The Odyssey, bro. And then Toy Story. And then Blue West Prada, and then Super Mario. What the fuck is Pegasus 3? Oh shit. It's a Chinese film. When that shit coming out 2027, Into the Spider-Verse. Backrooms was fire, Obsession, Hoppers, Aula, that's under, it's a movie. Moana, what the fuck? You mean Moana? Huh? I don't know, they were still making this. This thing came out, 6 I don't hear nothing about this. Why the fuck? Why is that even a thing, bruh? Scary movie. Super good. Yeah, boy, I won't lie. You know something was this here?
Spider-Man bit at the MTV Awards, or the hero song Blonde.
Why does he keep doing this, bruh?
Blasting from every corner. God, when you're 10, you think this is the coolest song in the world. Actually, you know what? When you're 34, it's still the coolest song in the world. You see, this was back when movie soundtracks were still a big deal. And Sony, who were also a record label, made sure to capitalize on it with a music from and inspired.
Oh, why Sony don't be doing what they did with the first Spider-Man Miles Morales movie? They don't be doing that in live action movies no more with the soundtracks and shit.
By album. Marvel would also release an official movie adaptation single-issue comic book, and I personally must have read this about 100 times. You have to remember, this was back in the days when your parents would take you to see the movie once, and then you had to wait for about half a year for it to come out on home video. So the comics...
I actually looking forgot about that, bro. We used to wait so long for the shit to come to watch it. Like, when you to watch it at home, bro, you had to get the DVD, etc. You had to get it like DSTV had a box office, bro. You would go from the theater, a couple months will go past, and then will come into box office, and then a couple months will pass again, and then it will be on a normal DSTV with the channels and shit. Nowadays it's like straight to fucking Netflix or something, boy.
And video games were the only real way to relive the film in that long gap. And the artwork in this comic is pretty good. I mean, yes, like all tie-in comics of the time, they struggle with the faces. Sometimes Peter looks like Tobey Maguire, sometimes he looks like Chevy Chase. But you've got to cut them some slack. The artist was probably working from a script and a few stills from the movie. I did always used to get freaked out by this shot of Norman Osborn though. Now, as I mentioned a second...
That shit fire. You increase whoever the designer is.
Always used to get freaked out by this shot of Norman Osborn though. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, the only other way to relive the movie after seeing it in cinemas was through the official video game. Developed by Treyarch, the game followed the events of the movie but also expanded on it by adding a bunch more villains from the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, plus robots, lots and lots of robots.
Low-key Call of Duty fumbled. They should just kept Treyarch when they did Black Ops 3, boy. Black Ops 3 was the last, like, good hot, boy. Like, I think what fuck caught up is all these different companies doing it, except we don't know, like, it's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Robots. Sure, it may feel a bit stiff compared to the later games, and Peter does web swing from the sky, but at the time it really did feel like you were playing the movie thanks to Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe reprising their roles.
Sorry, I'm a glutton for punishment.
And back in 2002, this game looked amazing. Yes, there were tie-in movie games before, but Spider-Man was one of the first to come out on the new generation of consoles, and was one of the titles responsible for opening up the floodgates for licensed games in the 2000s.
Yeah, that's my life. Complicated.
Plus, this game had an absolutely insane Best Buy ad.
Spider-Man! What's cracking, baby? Woo! Hey! Where you going, Spider-Man?
I know this motherfucker at the time of his life from in this boy.
Ha! You're getting the girl! Saving the day! Yeah! Spider-Man!
If you're into computer stuff, go to the one place that has it all. Like Spider-Man the computer game.
Now, after 5 long months, Spider-Man would
no, that's funny as fuck, bro.
Finally come out on home video in November. Blockbuster, that's right, they were still very much around back then, would have this campaign where you could actually win a life-size Spider-Man. And believe it or not, these were actually real and they've become collector's items these days. A few of them do seem to have a bit of a wonky leg and a rod going up their backside. Now in 2003, the movie would spawn a 3D animated series that aired on...
I just got so much fucking... This just unlocked the fucking memory in my brain, sir.
A rod going up their backside. Now in 2003, the movie would spawn a 3D animated series.
Boy, I remember watching like 1 or 2 episodes of this thing and thinking it was so fire, and then I remember I couldn't find any more episodes, sir. Because it was still like early days, you know what I'm saying, of like the having internet and shit, boy. And I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I couldn't find more episodes of this, sir.
That aired
or did they cancel it?
On MTV. The show was supposed to be set after the events of the movie and see Peter, MJ, and Harry during their time.
No, I didn't download this. This was on. It was on one of the channels, sir. How do I know? Where did I watch this, sir?
College. Unfortunately, it would only run for 1 season and then be made completely non-canon by the event of the second Spider-Man movie, but that's a story for another video. So please let me know if you'd like to see me cover Spider-Man 2 and 3 in the same format. In the meantime, let me know your memories of the 2002 movie in the comments below. What was your experience seeing the film for the first time? What was your favorite piece of merch? And how long did it take you to waste all the web shooter foam? As always, thanks for watching. Please consider supporting.
Shout to Flan Drew, boy. It's my first time watching this video. Fire, bruh. Spider-Man, boy. Spider-Man really do around the world, like top. Shit. Where's my mouse? There's it. Yeah. Top. Grossing movies of all time, boy. Look at the 6er. Spider-Man is in that. Spider-Man is in that. Spider-Man. We go down. Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man wasn't in that. There's gonna be other, like, what other? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. What other franchise got 4 movies in here, bruh? Avatar, that's 1, 2. Avatar would only be 3. Incredibles would only be 3. Iron Man, maybe Iron Man. Yeah, Iron Man. But that's, you know what I'm saying? That's fucking the GOAT. That's Robert Downey Jr. saying, you know what I'm saying? That's Tony Stark. And Toy Story, boy. Real shit, boy. But none of them is more culturally relevant. What the fuck is this? On with the Wind. Freaky ass fucking poster. You know one like Spider-Man, boy. You don't